Hello, profit takers. It's Victoria here, and we're back today with another video. And today we're going to talk about how to stay out of the market. So I had posted about 3 trade setups in the locals group today, and we're going to talk about them. Okay. And for the most part, they were my favorite setups. But again, it's Monday, and oftentimes these setups can range and only give you low of day, high of day opportunities, especially on a Monday. Okay, so let's get to the charts. All right, so the trade, before we talk about the dollar cat, I'm going to get to, because it wasn't all doom and gloom, guys, okay? The euro pound, we'll start with this one because this is the one I posted. Before I got to the chart, excuse me, I posted this based off of, I was looking at this was a 2. So, you know, guys, on a 2, so this was a 2 high of week. So technically 1, 2, 3, this was a 3-day trade. 3-day trades can give you a reversal and they can give you a continuation. You just don't really know unless, you just kind of wait to see what the price does. Now, it was looking like it was going to give me a continuation. So before all this had happened, I had talked about it. I was like, okay, we're already down here. So I was looking at this thing. It already broke through once and it was coming through again. So I was expecting it to go ahead and continue on short, but it did not. Right. So by the time I came back to this one, and of course, right here, the vertical line here is the New York open time, the window for me. And that's what you should also make sure that you are within the window. You want to also make sure that the levels, right, you're taking trades off of the levels. And this one gave us an opportunity for those of you who were going to take the reversal. I was not looking to take the reversal. Sometimes I would have, but it already played out like this big push here, right? And once I saw that push, I was like, okay, this is already a break in structure. So I was like, this might not, it might not work out. But I've seen patterns where it did end up continuing to break down. So I went ahead and did my measurements anyway. Initially, the first measurement was like, we want 50% of this high and low to come through on here, right? That's why that first one was right there. Okay, I just had moved it out of the way. But that first one was there. And so the next option to kind of scale it in was to just take the high and low for the day. And if you want to, you can also just use the blue tracer, the daily high low, or actually the actual low, the most recent low. And so that put me in the area. That's why this next green one was here. So I'm thinking, okay, if something does happen, it should happen around this area. And when 9:30 came around, it never broke down. It continued to break structure and continue on up for the day. So this one, I did not take it. And that's how I did not get into this particular market. This particular pair is still very short. Now, I do have this line marked here because this is a major area here. If you go to H4, you can see that this area lines right next to the 380R. So I'm just going to keep waiting for the opportunity to come back to this one and take it short because that's what I prefer. Obviously, if there are reversals that I love to take as well, but I wanted to really take this one, go with the trend on that one. So I just stayed out of that one, and it wasn't even worth it. Who wants this? Okay. Now the other one was the dollar Swiss. It's not even a pair that I always run to trade, but I was like, okay, it is a day 2 trade because this was 1. Now it's 2 because the markets have already turned over. Okay. We're in the new trading day. So nonetheless, of course, I did the same thing, guys. I took the measurements from the daily high, yesterday's high and low to kind of see where we're at 50%. Okay, so that was probably going to be out of reach. So the next best thing is to take the most recent high and low for the day. Okay. So for me, it could have been at this area here. And that's why, if you can see here, the 50% mark was sitting right there. So I was looking for this one to give me an opportunity. And, at 9:30, we had a nice drop. So I was waiting for this thing to retrace. And then when it did, I did take this one, guys, because it was like, okay, it's looking pretty good. We have a high, we have a high here, and then prices came back there and then gave me an opportunity to short it, but it was not a very long short trade. Okay. And that's what, that's just a risk that you're going to take. Sometimes Mondays, it just doesn't go all the way back to the low, or it doesn't go back, to the blue tracer, the daily low, or the low of the day, right? So I ended up having to cut this trade pretty short and pretty quickly because it didn't last long. But, I'm just going to wait now that, the trading day is over. I'm going to wait to see how tomorrow is going to play out with a continuation trade. And again, same thing with the other pair. You can see I'm targeting this low here. And that's why I want to take this thing short. Now we have the pound CAD. The pound CAD was also a day 2 trade. All right. I was looking to take this long. So I wanted to measure to see how far down would this price come down to before giving me an opportunity to see a beautiful W pattern and go long. Right. And so that was the area that I marked. And when I got to the charts, you can see here that price was already giving me a this channel. So when you see this channel, this is like a dead giveaway. You're going to have a drop, right? And it did drop. It was right before the market, right, within the gap session. And that's not my trading session. Obviously, is it tradable? It can be, because it was from the level, which was the daily high level. But I was looking to go long, so I had marked this area here. I was like, okay, price comes back down here. This would be an opportunity. So when this is 9:30, so price came to the high again, but it didn't break. So I was like, okay, it's going to retrace. That's great. Let's do that. So it comes back to my area that I was looking for. And then it did not eventuate, right? So it didn't break above this area to continue to take out the highs. Instead, it just continued to break down with this 3-hit pattern. So that's how I stayed out of that particular market. Okay. Now for the pound CAD. Now this particular trade did work out today. And I wasn't even really looking to take this type of reversal, right? However, this is one of the things that the dashboard can give you. Okay. So you can see here that the 380R has exceeded, right? And that's letting you know that, hey, this thing has exceeded the 380R. And now we are starting to, the reversal opportunity is now here. So basically the real time is now coming, it's starting to drop. It's coming back, right? It's at, it was a bit higher earlier today. I didn't grab a picture of that for you all because all this is in real time. But nonetheless, it's starting to drop. So I should be expecting this one to perhaps actually update once everything is confirmed that we are actually going long. But the main reason I took this particular trade, because by the time I was here, everything was already in play. The low of the day was here. We had the W pattern. We had a entry right above the blue tracer and the price, the open day price. You can see when the market opened, that was my entry there. So I just rode this one out, and I'm actually still in the trade right now. But it was a good trade, very low risk, just because of the fact that it was a reversal and it was like the first one. But everything was working out very nicely. So I went ahead and just took the trade. Okay. So those are the trades, guys, for today. And as you can see, how you can use just the daily levels, right? You want to make sure that you are at a level before you take any kind of trade, marking the highs and the lows, because the session, right? The highs and lows for the day, and just taking a measurement to see kind of where you kind of expect. And that will keep you patient, and that will keep you out of the pairs that you do not want to take. Okay. So yeah, so that is it. That is it. I hope you guys got some value from this video, And if you guys haven't got your hands on this here Profit Takers Alert Dash, what are you waiting for? Oh my gosh, what are you waiting for? The information is going to be available to you all in the description section. Join us in locals, grab this dashboard. Let's make some money, guys. All right, guys. So with that, thank you so much, and we will see you in the next one.